You're listening to the Chronicles of Livin podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady. Don't watch the clock go round, cycle.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How is everybody doing on Let's Talk Sunday? This is ADionne, and today's topic is your planted seeds will blossom beautifully. I'll be right back.
We are learning, always turning. Later, cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock go round, cycle.
As I said, this is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, us extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And to my new listeners, welcome to Chronicles of Livin. Thank you for tuning in. And to my listeners, my diehard listeners, I definitely want to thank y'all, especially if you've been here from the beginning. And sometimes, you take a break, you come back, whatever. But I just thank all of my supporters out there. I do this for y'all, and you are the reason for Chronicles of Livin podcast show. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, this show is about just us, everyday people. And when I say everyday people, that's people of all walks of life, all backgrounds, whether you got it, you don't, you're getting there, whatever. And the purpose of the show is to help all of us just deplete ourselves of unbeneficial baggage, things that from our past that doesn't serve us anymore, or situations that we're walking through in our presence that doesn't serve us. People that we come across, just things that's unbeneficial to us, okay, and that blocks us from being the best versions of ourselves and living out our goals, visions, and our dreams. And that's what this show is all about. So without further ado, the topic of the day is your planted seeds will blossom beautifully. So, as I said, you never know. And if you've been following this show, these are the things I talk about. You never know what you say today to someone, how it will affect them tomorrow, next week, years later. All we can do is plant seeds. So what I mean by that is this. If you have a friend, a family member, a kid, co-worker, whatever, and you feel like, there's something going on with them or something about them that in your heart, if they didn't get upset every time somebody comes to them about a topic they don't like, or curse everybody out that they come in contact with, or just, do things or say things that's not putting them in the best light that they can shine in. Let's say it that way. And you decide, as a fellow coworker, family member, friend, to speak on it, to really speak, maybe your opinion, or just call them out on it. Call them out on their shit, and just tell them, like, yo, it's not cool. It's just not cool how you talk to people, or how you talk about people, or how you come off to your kids or your wife or whatever. Like, if you are a man and you know that your boy is always disrespecting a woman in front of you, just talking to him any kind of way, or verbally abusive, or just degrading them in front of you and your boys, and you decide, like, you know what, that ain't cool, and you pull your boy to the side and say, dude, that is not cool. She's a woman, you got a mother, and they might even have a sister or a daughter, and just say to them, like, how would you like a man to treat your mom like that? How would you like a man to talk to your daughter or your sister like that? How would you feel about that? And at that time, they might not give a. You know what I mean? They might just be like, kick rocks, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know our situation. And use that as an excuse as to how they are degrading their wife, their woman, their girl, whatever you want to call it. And just keep it moving. And you might not see any results from what you spoke on to them. And, y'all might even go y'all separate ways and decide that, this is not a good friend for me, and this is not how I treat my woman, so I don't even want that energy around me. So you just befriend them. You just block them on social media or on everything, your phone, whatever. You just forget about them and move on with your life. And then years later, you just get this phone call out the blue, and it's your boy. It's just boy that you told that one day how you felt, and how you just said a couple words to him and told him, pulled his coattail and said, you know what, that's not even cool the way you treating your lady, And for some reason, something happened that he had an epiphany in his life. Something, it's like the skies opened up and God just, and it just was like, oh, I get it. I get what my boy said to me like 20 years ago. Because it happens that way sometimes. Sometimes it's so many years later. And that's why it's a seed that's planted, okay? And all of a sudden, your boy is just telling you how, his life has turned around, and he acknowledged, his flaws, and maybe he did have a daughter, and maybe the daughter got a boyfriend that he walked up on talking to his daughter the way he was talking to his woman or his wife. And he was feeling some type of way. And he went upside the boy head, whatever. But at that moment, it was a mirror to him. It was a mirror to let him see how he was treating his woman. And it allowed him to see how ugly he was, and how nasty he was being, and how it must have felt for his wife or his woman and lady to receive that type of treatment. Because his daughter, he's so connected to his daughter, he loved his daughter so much that he felt her pain as he walked up on her boyfriend talking to her in a degrading way. And her just sitting there and accepting it. See, this is what happens, y'all. This is how God shows us who we are. This is how God shows us the things that we need to fix inside of us. He will use someone to plant a seed, and then along the way, it'll get watered in some type of way. But it will get watered. Trust me. Believe it. Okay? And once it's ready to blossom, God will put a situation in front of you that will force that bud to open wide. You know? That's what happens. And at that point, you know, it's everything else changes. It's just like it's all explained to you in that one moment as to who you were and who you don't want to be anymore and who you know you need to strive towards being. In that one moment, all of those things just start changing in you. You know, like a little machine that was just dusty and had cobwebs on it, and all of a sudden it starts cranking little by little and starts turning, and it builds momentum and it just starts moving, you know, in your heart. And you're like, you know, you just want to do better. You just want to apologize to everybody that you know you have treated badly. Everybody that you know you took for granted and, you know, you took advantage of, or you just didn't treat right. You just was downright grimy, shady. You know, you was Slim Shady on them. So I got this topic because I got a call from a friend that I've known for years, and it was like, I'm going to be honest, and if they're listening, hey, I'm just speaking my truth. When I saw them, saw their name come across my phone, I didn't really want to talk to them because of their negative energy. Let me say it that way. Like, they're a nice person and always had this wonderful side to them that I know of and that I loved about them. But that negative side, that judgmental side that they didn't realize that they had for so many years, I couldn't really stomach it. You know what I mean? Like, it gets to a point where you, like, people say things out of their mouth and or do things that you're just like, you know, this is whack. And there's nothing I could do or say to convince this person that it's whack. So let me keep it moving. You know what I mean? But, you know, I thank God that I answered the phone and we had that conversation because they were able to relay to me what I just described to you. How they never understood what I used to say to them when I used to pull their coattail. They didn't get it. They couldn't get it because they were stuck in their ways. They were that person that thought they were so perfect and thought that, you know, they could never do wrong or say wrong. And I'm not saying, I mean, I've had people pull my coattail. So I've had people plant seeds in me and I acknowledge them. The difference is, I believe I acknowledge, you know, different seeds that was planted in me a little bit faster because I work hard at being open at constructive criticism. And I work hard at shifting through who means good and who is just, you know, hating or whatever. I'm one of those type of people that try to analyze people. So because of that, I work hard at changing the things that I know will be beneficial to me or to my loved ones within me for the future, you know. But they went on to tell me, you know, how good they were doing, and at the end of the day, the summary of the story was they thanked me for planting the seeds that I did because it took them having a conversation with their uncle, just coming off to them in this nasty way, and they really wasn't feeling it. And they had to look back and they said, you know what? This is my uncle. Is this how I come off to people? And from that moment, they decided that, you know what? It ain't going to happen anymore. From this day forward, I'm going to go within and figure out what's going on. And I'm going to go back and apologize to all the people that I spoke to in that way. All the people that I was judgmental about, and I feel like I might have hurt their feelings at one time or another, you know? And when he said that, I just was like, wow. And to myself, like, I really wasn't expecting this. Like, this is some years I've known this person, and I'm like, wow, okay, God. It made me feel so good in my heart that I was strong enough to love this person enough to let them know, you know, how I want to say it, to pull that coattail, okay? Where they have been around so many people that probably didn't. And this is what happens as we walk through life. We are all different. And the way we speak to people, talk to people, react to people is different, you know? But a lot of times, other people, our so-called loved ones, family members, friends, co-workers, they will just keep letting us act like park apes, okay? Can't say it no other way. They will continue to let us act that way and then talk about us behind our back instead of coming to us in a loving way and saying, listen, this is just not cool what you're doing and how you're acting. Instead, they'll just let us go through life thinking everything's all right because, one, some might not, they might be afraid of the repercussions, or some people feel like it's not going to make a difference. I mean, you pick. It's so many different reasons why we don't pull people's coattail, you know? But it's okay because I'm that one. I will pull somebody's coattail in a minute, say my piece, and be out, okay? But I want somebody to do that for me. Like, I allow my friends to do that for me. And we do it for each other because how can you grow if you don't know? Let me say that again. How can you grow if you don't know? You're just walking through life, skipping along, la-di-dee. You know what I mean? Everything's good. And it's not. You're not good. But nobody's telling you. So why do you feel the need to change if nobody's telling you? If you got kids and you know they are not performing at their best level, they are hanging with people that's like changing their whole character, but yet you want to be their friend so bad that you just let them do what they want to do. And now, a couple years later, you're faced with this monster of a kid because you didn't want to be a real parent. Instead, you wanted to be just their friend. You wanted to be mother of the year or father of the year. You know, you're not doing them a disservice by holding your tongue. And then you're doing yourself a disservice because now they out there representing you. So I'll tell y'all this quick story. I went out Ubering. Okay, this was last night. I think this might have been my first Saturday night in a minute. I think so. Well, anyway, I picked up these kids. They was early 20s. Bratty. I already knew from the conversation they was bratty kids. I don't like to judge, but I'm going to tell you a story. And you know. Anyway, so they get in my car. It's 4 of them. It's 3 boys and a girl. So mind you, they early 20s. Picked them up from a bar. And the kid in the front, very mannerly, We had great conversation as I was driving. He's asking me about my Uber. What's the most chaotic Uber ride? Well, this wound up turning into the most chaotic one. I think he jinxed it. So I'm riding. Now all of a sudden, I see smoke. And I'm like, is somebody smoking? I'm pulling over. I'm like, hold up. Is somebody smoking in my car? So I turn around and he's like, oh, it's just a vape. I was like, it's still smoke. Oh, it's just a vape. Like they trying to come off. I was like, I don't care what it is. You're going to put it out in my car. You know, now the mother then came on. Mother Master came on. Forget Ubering, right? So they stopped. So we kept riding. So then GPS, you know, it's a little sketchy. So it goes off a little bit, and I'm telling the kid next to me, I was like, is this the way? He was like, oh, no, you could go this way. So we going the way that he tells me to go. So the kid behind me says, excuse my French, why the fuck are we going this way? Whoa. Now, you know, if anybody know me, I pulled that car over so quick. Excuse me, you're not going to be disrespectful in my car. How was I disrespectful? He want to argue. Then the girl says, well, I'm 2 hours. It's 2 hours before my birthday. I said, I just stopped and I just gave them like a straight blank stare. Ain't say nothing. I said, okay, well, you should have better friends. So then one of the boys says something. I said, you know what? Get the F out of my car. Now, people that know me know if you push me, I'm going to go there. So that was my first time ever putting people out of my car in the middle of nowhere. And they sat there for a minute. I was like, what'd I say? Get out of my car. So then they got out. So the one boy's like, B, this, that, and the other. I was like, yeah, but you standing out there and it was raining. It was drizzling. Now, I feel bad for the boy that was sitting next to me, and he was apologizing. He was like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I apologize before he was getting out. I said, listen, it's not your fault. And I extended my hand. I shook his hand really firmly, and I gave him a brush on the shoulder, and I said, listen, you need to pick better friends, okay? This is not your fault, and I apologize that you have to get out with them, but you need to pick better friends. Hence, seed planted, okay? Because I knew soon as they got in the car that the boy in front, with me, didn't belong with them. I knew that wasn't his type of crowd, but something told me in my spirit that he's just wanting to fit in. He's at that age where he wants to just fit in, you know? And these are probably the little popular kids at college or whatever, wherever they go. And he just want to fit in, or in the neighborhood, he just want to fit in. It was like day and night, him versus them. And I say all that to say, that was a seed planted. But even though the kids was mad that I put them out, it was a seed planted for them too, because it let them know that everybody is not going to put up with their bullshit. You know what I mean? It shows them that they can't just do or treat or talk to anybody any type of way. They can't come out their mouth any type of way and be disrespectful. So there you go. That was 4 seeds that I planted, but they're all going to take roots in different ways. And maybe it might not take root for years. And I definitely might not ever see the kids again, you know, because I'm sure if they see me on the app, they going to cancel. They should cancel anyway. But this is what we have to do, guys. You know, we have to plant seeds and just plant it. Sometimes we plant it out of anger. I kind of plant it out of anger and love at the same time. I planted out of anger to the ones that was disrespectful, and I planted out of love to the one that was respectful. Either way it goes, it's going to take root. You know, in some type of way one day. Maybe their kids might wind up being disrespectful and they might have a flashback of getting put out the car. Either way it go, it's going to happen one day, you know? So we got to plant these seeds and not look for them to blossom right away. If we plant seeds from our heart and just believe in our heart that we did what God put on our heart to do, that's all that matters. It's the same thing with your dreams, your visions, and your goals. You know, you plant these seeds, you work on your dreams and your goals, and sometimes you got to stop. Sometimes you run out of money. Sometimes you just got to give it up. It's still a seed planted towards your dreams. And it might not come out, blossom later on the way you intended when you first planted the seed. Later on in life, you're going to learn so many different things from working different places and meeting different people, doing different things, experiencing different environments. You're going to learn so much that it's all going to come together. And some way, that seed that you planted towards your dream, your vision, or your goal years ago, it's going to come to light. It's going to blossom beautifully. Just like this podcast show. Years ago, I was into music. Years ago, I was a recording artist, you know? And because of that, me being a performer, me knowing how to talk to people on the stage or, you know, record. Now I know how to record a podcast show on my own. I know how to talk to you guys. I know how to hold your attention, you know, for those who stayed to the end. But it all came together. The business, the knowing how to put websites together, everything came together. The seeds that I planted along the way, all the things that I started and I stopped along the way came together for this time in my life. Came together, like I was talking to my friend that, called me earlier, and I'm like, you know, all the moves that I made was purposely for me, for my journey, for my path, while other people on the outside, which he was one, was judging and was because my life didn't look normal. And I say normal because it's society's normal. Who told you that it was normal to live in the same place all your life or only move maybe 2 to 3 times out of your lifetime? Who told you that? That's normal? What makes that normal? It's what society, the seeds that society has planted within us that makes us think that anybody that moves more than, say, 3 times out of their lifetime, it's something wrong with them. Anybody that has more than, say, 4 jobs out of their lifetime, there's something wrong with them. That's not true. Everybody has their path. Everybody has a different destiny, a different purpose in life. And I was explaining to him how, you know, my journey is the reason for the podcast show. My journey allows me to speak to you guys and relate to you guys and share that it's going to be okay because I've been there, done that, and I'm okay. I'm okay so much that I can talk to y'all with a clear mind. I could talk to y'all and make sense with my words. And I can talk to y'all in a way that encourages you, that inspires or motivates you to get up and start again. To know that every day is a new beginning. Every day is a new start that God blesses us with. And it's up to us to do what we choose with that day. And the only difference is between poor, rich, middle class, all of that. is what we choose to do with our time. Because we all get the same amount. We all get the same amount of time, but yet we're all dealt a different deck of cards. And the cards that we're dealt, it's up to us to learn how to play the game the way we need to play the game, not the way everybody else strategizes, the way we need to strategize, because we all grow in different ways. We all blossom in different ways. We all have something different to add to this time, space, and reality. And this is why our paths and our journey is so different. And this is why we should never judge people. We should just observe and take what we want out of their situation or throw away what we don't. But everybody has their own path to walk, guys. And only thing I could do is say, when you plant the seeds, plant them with love. Plant them with love and not judgment, but plant them with love. Knowing that you mean well and you want this person, this individual, this spirit to be the best version of themselves. And that's it, you know? Can't make somebody be who you want them to be. But when you see potential in a person, you can tell them their potential. You can speak it to them so they can start believing. You can do that, you know? Again, long as it's done out of love. You're not yelling it to them like I yelled at the kids in the car. But hey, they probably never been yelled at before. Anyway, so I'm going to leave y'all with that. I really didn't have a topic until I got that call. And I basically talked to them almost up to the moment of the show. And so therefore I felt like this was a great topic because it moved me. I mean, this is a person that was never wrong. Never. So I'm just so happy for them. And I told them how proud I am of them and how happy I am for them, because I know that life as they know it is about to get very beautiful for them. And it's always good. It's a good thing. So, guys, if you are that person that people have planted seeds in and pulled your coattail quite a few times, maybe you need to go inward. Maybe it's time for you to go inward and start self-reflection. Start, looking at yourself in a mirror through a neutral lens, Act like it's not you and act like it's someone else, and ask yourself, how would you feel if someone talked to you the way you talk to people, or if somebody treated you the way you treat people? Would you be okay with it? And if you keep it real with yourself and you're honest with yourself, guess what? Your seed can begin to blossom beautifully. So, guys, that's what this show is about. It's about owning our own shit and not pointing the finger at everybody else, and so that we can become the best versions of ourselves, and we can move on to walk in our purpose in this time, space, reality, and live out our dreams, our visions, and our goals to the best of our ability. That's what this show is all about. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you guys. And I know, yes, interviews are coming, but I'm going to be honest, I've been doing a whole lot of deep self-reflection on myself. I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of research, and it's all for the benefit of the show. It's all for the benefit of the YouTube channel and the things that I'm going to bring to the table. So trust me, it's all going to be worth it. And please, please, please subscribe to Chronicles of Livin YouTube channel. Even though I only have a few videos there, like it, hit the notifications for the videos that are there. Share the show, share this podcast show, whatever platform that you're listening on, because there's always someone else that can use the words that is coming out of my mouth. I'm sure. So with that being said, thank you guys for always tuning in. Thank you for your support, your time. I love, love, love you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. And wherever you are, just think of me giving you a huge, huge, tight, big hug and a kiss. I love you. Peace and enjoy your week. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Livin, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chroniclesoflivin.com. Until next time, this is ADionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.